All right, guys, how's it going? So this is going to be the first um, Car Tech News Friday, and to start it off, I ran into this article about President Biden, Joe Biden's kind of new plan for reducing emissions in the United States, which is it's a cool, I guess, cool plan to an extent, but something that I never understood about politicians and um, presidents to say the least, is that a lot of these goals they have, like infrastructure wise and all this other jazz, they always put it way past their you know their time in office. Like in this case, Biden lays out 52% U.S. emissions by 2030, assuming you know he gets elected twice. His term in office is going to end in what, 2029. So I guess this is a rough estimate, but nevertheless, I think it's pretty interesting. So he kind of goes into detail, or this article goes into detail on like how much money he wants to provide these companies like Ford and GMC or GM to kind of produce more, environmental friendly cars. And I think the biggest reason for this isn't really for, the environment, but I think it's to keep up with, or not keep up, but to dominate the EV market, because right now China is a big competitor to the United States producing EV vehicles, so like just environmental friendly or electric powered vehicles. And again, I don't know why we're trying to compete with China in this terms. I think electric powered vehicles have a lot to go in the future to become actually viable. I understand how some nations, like the European nations, can kind of adopt you know electric powered vehicles, but in terms of the markets, like in the United States, we're still heavily involved in gasoline powered vehicles. But it's really cool to see the government kind of back up technology kind of like this, because with that additional funding we can make way better stuff, especially in terms of batteries. I know batteries in electric power vehicles are just not competitive anymore. Like the lithium ion and whatnot. At the time, it was a revolutionary thing, but currently there's going to be problems in the future of how to properly dispose it, and a bunch of other stuff. But regardless, it's a really cool idea, and then to look into. And while scrolling through this article, I came across this one, the revival, the comeback of the Hummer. And when I was younger, I knew the Hummer was like the car to get. If all the coolest guys, all like the big dudes of, I don't know, the Hollywood stars like Arnold Schwarzenegger and all them, you know, they had the Hummer. And interesting enough, when I was looking at pictures of the Hummer and going through it, yeah, here's the next article. This is how much the Hummer is going to cost whenever it comes out. I think it already did, or it's going to come out in the next 2 years. Yeah, or the next year, the 2022. But while I was scrolling through this article, it's almost 113,000, and this was pretty cool. 1,000 horsepower. The removables like roof panels, forward steering, still pretty cool. Just crap walk standard. I don't know, but the 1,000 horsepower, that's insane. But looking at the Hummer, for some reason, looks a lot like Tesla's like model, like truck model that they were trying to, where like, you know, um, every time think about the Tesla truck model, I think about the incident where, you know, uh, Elon Musk breaks the window after saying it's like indestructible. But yeah, and it does look like a lot of the other models out there right now, and it's something I never understood about car companies, why they make it so similar. I understand if they're in the same kind of company family or parent company. But yeah, it does kind of remind me of some Land Rover models. Some people say it looks like the Ford Bronco to an extent, a lot bigger, a lot longer. But I think it's just a really cool thing. And the funny thing, I think the most ironic thing about this is that back in the day, one of the most gas guzzling vehicles you can get was the H2, the Hummer H2. The thing was running on like I think around 10 miles per gallon, and now the funny thing is that it's completely battery powered. Let's see how long it can run. I haven't really So okay, 1,000 horsepower, 350-mile range. That's pretty cool. That's really amazing. But the thing about electric powered vehicles is that trying to find, you know, the infrastructure isn't there to compete or to help the market grow. Like, I was reading through an article saying how if a Tesla model breaks down, or if there's an issue with like a Tesla car, like there's very few mechanics you can go to get it replaced, get it fixed, and let alone trying to replace any parts on your own. You have to go to a certified dealership to kind of do that. And I think hopefully with a bigger company like GM, they can mass produce replaceable parts and stuff like that to make it more convenient to own these vehicles. But just kind of scrolling through the pictures, this looks like a very neat car. Well, for $113,000, I hope so. But these are my thoughts. I was coming across a video or an article comparing the Tesla model to the Hummer, the new Hummer electric vehicle, and I was going to take a deeper dive into how they kind of rank out. But overall, just the looks and the appeal of this Hummer, it kind of looks a bit cartoonish, but not gonna lie, like that's a pretty sick grill. I would give this a solid 7.2. So guys, if you liked the video, or if you want me to kind of go over any other vehicles, drop a comment in the comment section, and I hope you like this vehicle.